Hello, hello, hello. What is going on, everybody? It's your host, Fermi, here with another episode. Honestly, just a quick one of the Music Producer's Treasure Box. I know, what kind of episode is this where we didn't start out with a dope track from an upcoming electronic artist or, one of my upcoming releases, right? What kind of music production podcast is this? Look, today I'm on the road. I'm actually in the middle of relocating down to Los Angeles and super busy this week. I have a bunch of episodes backlogged in the vault, ready to launch out. But this week is going to be a bit of a bye week, and I just wanted to share some of my thoughts, some of my mindset, and some of my insights with everybody in the community today instead of doing a traditional episode. Look, I hope that you've been enjoying these recent episodes that I've had some awesome guests on there. And as you may have heard on some of the episodes, and if you follow me on social media at Fermi_music, on Instagram is where I'm most active. In my stories, I've been running a contest where, if you tag me or if you repost something about the podcast, about my show, you are eligible to actually win something from my shop. You can just shoot me, when I select you, you can just shoot me exactly what shirt you want from my shop at fermimusic.com/shop. And today I'm super excited to announce that we have selected two winners. One of them is Jenny, and the other one is actually my man Nat Dude, just because even though he was a host on the show, he has been reposting stuff nonstop. And honestly, love the boys' energy. Awesome stuff, my man. And Jenny as well from Chicago, your stuff is on the way. It shipped out just the other day. Both of these listeners, they chose to get the Fermi Robot T-shirt with the Japanese katakana on there that says Producer Fermi. If you haven't checked that out, definitely look for it there on my social media at Fermi_music or at my shop, fermimusic.com/shop. Okay. And by the way, we are not done selecting winners because I've had a lot of fun interfacing with people. Sorry, guys, not everybody can win, but I definitely appreciate the shout outs because I've had a lot of fun. I just want to extend this to two more folks out there, two more listeners. If you can repost something about the Music Producers Treasure Box podcast on really any social media channel, whether that's YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, I would really appreciate that, first of all. And second of all, you'll be entered into a drawing. If you do this, I will reach out. I will say, hey, thank you so much. What shirt can I send you? And just honestly, it's a token of my appreciation. So look, what I'm doing right now, right? I said I'm relocating down here to Los Angeles and taking a week off from my usual routine here on the show. But still, I wanted to bless you with a little bit of what's going on in my head and my mindset for not only life, not only wealth, not only financial freedom, but also, of course, the future of my music, the future of this community, the Music Producers Treasure Box, and of course, specifically, what we are, having in store for everybody here on upcoming shows. So first of all, I want to share a little bit about mindset, right? I just really want today to bring to you a message that I think is important for myself and that I've been thinking a lot about. Right now I'm down in Los Angeles. I'm investing in myself. I'm investing in my family, and I'm investing in cash flow. So what I mean by that is literally down here, I'm not just relocating to have fun. I'm relocating because it's honestly the right thing to do for my family. And it's the right thing to do financially because what I'm doing in Los Angeles is purchasing a duplex. So not really sure how much I'm going to share that information, those insights here on a music production show. But something that I've always wanted to do is get into real estate investing. And I'm actually doing it now, guys. I'm purchasing this duplex. It's already in the bag, so to say. And I'm literally sitting in the kitchen of one of the units right now, the unit that was in good shape. Meanwhile, the other unit downstairs is, definitely needing some repair, and my handyman Rogelio is already working on it right now. So, look, one of the things that I'm telling you this for is because you can relate this to your life in any fashion. First of all, I highly recommend that you get into the idea of what we call house hacking, which is as soon as you are thinking about, becoming financially free or moving out of your place, maybe you're younger, you're living with your parents, think about buying a duplex, triplex, or fourplex, okay, depending on where you're at in the country, in the US. It maybe isn't even that expensive to do the fourplex route, because what you can honestly do is offset your living expenses, and basically other folks living in the different units will be paying so much rent that it will probably mean that you're living virtually rent free. Maybe you're paying a little bit, but honestly it will dwarf any amount of monthly payment that you would have for rent, or, oh my goodness, even worse yet, for a single family home of your own. Anyways, guys, this is not Fermi's real estate podcast. But what I do want to say is that honestly, at this stage in the game, guys, I'm 33 years old, right? I'm so old that I forget how old I am, basically, right? I know when you're younger, you are constantly thinking you're ready for that next year to come. You're ready to immediately shout out your age because you know it by heart. I'm not joking with you guys. I really had to think about that. I barely know. But I guess my point being, years and years ago, probably like 10, 15 years ago, I read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, now a true classic, and that's by Robert Kiyosaki. If you haven't heard of it, I highly recommend it because what this talks about is getting financial freedom and the power that you need to have to get out of the employee mindset. And I think honestly that employee mindset piece could be applied to any project or any person, even my fellow musicians out there. How can you get out of the employee mindset and not just work for somebody, but end up working for yourself, end up owning businesses, and end up as an investor? I think that this is something I would love to explore further on the podcast with everybody because it's something that I'm interested in doing, and it's something that I am doing in the real estate world specifically. However, my point today again is how long did it take me to actually take action on this desire that I had? To keep it real with you guys, it was too long. So if I read this book 10 or 15 years ago and I've been having, daydreams about being a real estate investor or really getting my foot in the door of a home and, actually doing something to start to build a family legacy, and it took me 15 years, my oldest child's already 7, I delayed for a little bit too long. Now, guys, I think that things happen for reasons, and honestly, there's nothing that I would take back about the life that I've lived so far. But my message to you today is if there is something that you have been daydreaming about, honestly ask yourself why you haven't done it yet. Is it a lack of resources, or is it that you are not being resourceful enough? Because I will tell you what, yeah, I might have needed to save some money for a down payment on a house, but could I have done that in, a faster fashion than 15 years in the making? I definitely think so. So whether this is about producing your next track, getting into real estate like I did, or something maybe more personal, whether it's getting into or getting out of a certain relationship, honestly, I challenge you right now, what is holding you back? And why haven't you taken action on this thing that you are daydreaming about, that you are waiting for, and that you honestly would tell yourself that you would do anything for it? Because if you would do anything for it, then why haven't you done it? Right? Look, it's not that you have to see it to believe it. That is a common phrase, right? You maybe internalize that from your parents or from society. Well, I'll see it when I believe it. It's honestly that you have to believe it in order to see it. So whatever it is today, when you're listening to this show right now, I want you to write down, get a piece of paper. I'll give you a second. I want you to write down that thing. You know what it is that came to your mind when I said, what are you waiting for? Why have you been waiting to accomplish or to really go after this thing that you've been daydreaming about? Write it down. And then I want you to write down the next step that you need to take in order to get to that goal. Okay, I'm not just saying like write down the biggest step, write down the last step. I feel like is a mistake a lot of people do, because there's probably going to be like 5 to 10 steps depending on exactly what you're doing, what you are hoping to be doing, that you need to take. Okay, if it's about producing an album, maybe a small step that you need to take is find a graphic designer to do your album cover, or maybe you have some graphic design skills, but you don't have a certain computer program. Maybe you reach out on Craigslist to someone who has that program and will collaborate with you, let you use that program. Maybe it's just a friend you need to text. I don't know. Maybe if you have a little bit of cash, hey, get that Adobe Photoshop subscription. Okay, I think they do it pretty cheaply now on a monthly basis for their cloud subscriptions. But my point is, break it down to something small and start taking massive action. Okay, start taking those steps that it's going to take to get there. Because again, going back to my totally non-music related thing here with the real estate and with the house, I missed the opportunity to take small steps to make this happen so many times. And I'm kicking myself a bit, but again, I'm here now and I can accept that. But I want to pass this message on to you guys. If there's something that you are considering doing, something that you would love to do, just do it like Nike says, okay? So again, it's not what you see. It's not see it to believe it. Sorry. You have to believe it to see it. Guys, if you want to get some more information as far as goal setting goes for your music career, I recommend that you head over to something. I send it out to my mailing list. I'm not too sure I spoke about it here on the podcast before. FERMI'Music.com/Kato, Kato. That is a producer who is featured here on my show. I've actually got a free download over there, FERMI'Music.com/Kato. And what that is it's just a bonus episode where he really breaks down what he did, in order to go pro on music and kind of some of those trials and tribulations. But also a worksheet that I put together and that I personally use to set goals for where I want to be. So this is something that I wanted to give everybody. I usually just kind of put it together real quick in a notepad for myself, but I decided to, take kind of my notes, take kind of my layout that I use and put this into an actual PDF. I got it designed. I put it there. You can get it. All you got to do is fill out your email address there on FERMI'Music.com/Kato and go a little bit more in depth than me just asking you to write some goal down on a paper randomly on this podcast. But this is something that you can download. You can use it in your repertoire. Do what you'd like with it. And honestly, if it touches you in any way or if you feel like it's added some value, just let me know, man. That would mean a lot. So with that being said, everybody out there, again, I'm hanging out here today in Los Angeles. Super hot out here right now, especially in Northeast Los Angeles. I'm not chilling over there by the beach in Santa Monica. I'm more over here in the Pasadena, Highland Park, Eagle Rock area, Glendale, if any of y'all know that, more inland. But yeah, man, I've got some great shows lined up for everybody coming in the next 5 weeks. You guys are going to need to hold on to your shorts because I've got some dope guests coming onto the show. Super excited. Next week, I got my man Lolash. He's an Italian producer who now lives in England. And man, I don't even know how to describe his music. It's definitely on the electronic tip. It's got jazz elements. It's got a little bit of future bass in there. You guys are going to dig this. Following that on 9/6, September 6th, I've got Dogma Beats, so another lo-fi artist coming to the table, and he does it in a unique way. He doesn't even consider himself lo-fi, and you will be super surprised to hear some of his influences, which include some hardcore death metal artists, and now the guy is producing, lo-fi SP404 style beats, and pairing them with anime. So it cracked me up that he actually has been doing this about a year now, and he's got some dope releases under his belt. We would love to feature those on the show. Can't wait for you to hear it. That's actually episode 19. So on episode 20, we're going to do a best of the music producers treasure box podcast so far. And this one has got me super excited. Oh my goodness. I can't believe we've done almost 20 episodes so far. And there's been some awesome moments on there. A lot of jewels have been dropped, a lot of common themes of certain artists. It's really interesting the commonalities that have come out from some of these successful artists that have been on the show. Okay, after that, dude, we're launching this show to new levels. We got some new sponsors, we got some new products we're launching, we got some awesome stuff coming. But on 9/20, I could not be more excited than welcoming Ryan Elder, the actual TV and film composer. He scores for Rick and Morty from the Adult Swim Cartoon Network series Rick and Morty. Man, the guy dropped some major jewels. I've already recorded the episodes. All these episodes have already been recorded. But Ryan's episode is super strategic, super tactical, and we touch very deeply on what it takes to go pro as somebody who scores for film and TV. That is something that a little bit different than what we talked about on the show before, and I hope that this one gets your mind spinning about some other ways to make money and really make a living and have fun doing music rather than just releasing tracks for yourself and for your audience and all of that. On 9/27, I welcome a funnel hacking, beat making, live instrumental teaching artist named Bruce Beats. The guy is dope. I actually got introduced to him from somebody I met at a mastermind. I went to a high level mastermind, met somebody who knew him. He had previously done the One Funnel Away challenge through ClickFunnels with Bruce, and it was hilarious because I finally reached out to the man, and quickly we hit it off. We got a lot of commonalities, really loved what he was doing, and I wanted to bring him on the show to speak to everybody out there about what he's been working on and how he ties affiliate marketing, and all of that kind of stuff into what he is doing, licensing, all kinds of dope different tactics that he's using to go full time in music. On 10/4, I got my man Freemore coming to the table and speaking with us here on the Music Producers Treasure Box. Freemore is definitely a different type of artist. The guy is a singer-songwriter. He has done everything from singing R&B in Europe to now releasing kind of electro rock. I don't even know how to describe his stuff. It's got an electronic tip feel, but is also rock. And the man is going to bless us with some of his insights and the many experiences he's had reinventing himself over his many, 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 many projects. All right, guys, that was a little bit about what is coming up on the show. If you like any of those topics, definitely subscribe. If you like, give us a shout out. I want to enter you into the drawing so that you can win a t-shirt from my shop. And, I also want to know from everybody out there, reach out to me, Fermi at FERMI'Music.com. FERMI is the spelling, of course. I really want to know, what are you looking for, right now to go to that next level in your music career? So, what is it that you feel like you're missing? What is it that you feel like you need? And how can the Music Producers Treasure Box deliver that through maybe some of the future episodes or through some different projects and products that we are working on right now? I really want to get your opinion on this so that I'm not just making some random products that, you guys don't really want and it just fills up the void with noise and junk. So, some things that we're working on and we're thinking about working on is, actually a course about how to put together a digital release, whether that's an album or a single from start to finish, some of the best tips in the game. So you would actually get walked through by me and a few of my other affiliates on how you can actually put that project out and do some of the best work with some of the best services and get some of the best results. Would you guys enjoy a course, more of a summit on in-depth track breakdowns and sample packs that feature some of the guests here on the Music Producers Treasure Box? That's something that's in the talk right now, okay? It's in the works. And I thought it would be amazing to show people, hey, how did this guy actually make this track? Break it down, walk through on video how the song was made, and then also you could receive some of the project files or some of the samples that are actually breaking out from the track. Last but not least, what about live events featuring some of the artists that have appeared on the show here, as well as myself, in a mastermind format, followed by a live performance? Thought that would be an amazing event potentially for some of our audience here. We would probably do it out here in California, although I'm not opposed to doing it in some of the other major cities like Miami, New York, and Chicago. If these are some cool ideas that you think would add value to your music production and your career, let me know what really resonated with you, because we want to serve. That is my whole point here, is to serve the music production community exactly what you need so that you can, feel like you're a part of something bigger, get support when you need it, and honestly build your path to freedom as an artist and as a musician, because I want you to be doing this for a long time. I want you to be doing this because you love it, and I want you to feel secure in the fact that everything is working in your favor and that you are getting growth and you are getting results. All right, guys. Well, hey, I hope today's episode quality was good for you. I'm sitting here literally in the kitchen, got some crazy dogs barking outside. This house is crazy, man. It's an awesome place, but there's a lot of animals around, including some roosters, which if I talk too long, they'll probably start, cawing or cuckooing or whatever they do. But yeah, man, look, it's Ben Fermi here. I'm Ben chilling with you here in my kitchen. Really appreciate everybody out there. And I look forward to blessing you with many more episodes in the future. As you see, we got some dope ones lined up. And yeah, man, that's it. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.